Erick Schonfeld here.
John Biggs.
And this is Flyer Die.
And we're batching it up here in Flyer Die Studios.
We're batching it up. So there is yet another photo sharing app, and this one is called Batch. And what is unique about this one is that it makes it really easy for you to create photo albums and collect them together into these batches and then share them out to your friends either via Facebook or via Twitter. You have like this activity feed here where you can see people commenting or liking different photos, and it's really easy also just to add people. So I started a Flyer Die. That's a nice pose.
It's my Sears catalog pose.
Yeah. So it's really easy to create a batch, and then as you add, see, I just took this picture, and then it's just added there, and then anyone who goes to the link, we'll see that in real time.
And this thing also connects with Facebook, so all your friends who start up on Batch will get notifications when they're tagged in photos, and you'll also get a notification when one of your friends joins Batch. So you basically can start sharing with your friends specifically.
Right. So is this enough for you to start using this in addition to or instead of other photo sharing apps? I think Instagram is sort of the big one that a lot of us use.
Yeah, I find myself kind of stuck in Instagram, going back to that, just because it's the one that's most familiar and then the one that's always there. To change behavior at this point might be a little bit difficult. And what happens when Instagram adds batches? What happens when any of the other apps adds batches that you can create sort of albums inside? So that's kind of this can easily be supplanted by another app.
Right. I think, though, that the main use case for Instagram isn't these photo albums, and Batch does have this opportunity to, get people with that use case and then grow from there. And also, it's less of a public sharing type of mode than you can share it privately or even not at all. You can just use it for yourself and your sort of inner circle of friends. I really like it just because it's just an easy way to create a photo album really quickly. The one thing that I've noticed, though, that as you start to get friends on it, some people, they actually take some time to select which photos they put into their photo albums, and some of them they just put everything, and they're not that great. But that's just you don't have to follow them in the future.
So what do you think, Fly or Die?
I'm going to give it a fly with the caveat that they do need to, this is a first step, and a few things that I'd like to see is the ability for other people to add photos to my batch. So if I'm at an event with somebody else, with you, that you could add it to my batch as a collective album. And also, I think at some point you want to see some sort of integration with Instagram, either ingesting or exporting photos, since I'm not going to stop using that.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give it sort of a tentative die simply because all this functionality can be quickly and easily replaced or placed into other apps. So it's a nice, smooth app. It works fairly well, and I'm impressed that it's out there, but I'm just worried that other people are not going to be batching, they're going to be Instagramming.
Okay.
Hey, guys.
Oh, there he is.
So here we have Brian Pokorny, the CEO of Batch. Well, actually, Batch is a mobile product of your current company. And
Sure.
So tell us a little bit about what you're trying to do here with Batch and how you're trying to differentiate it from other photo sharing apps. That seems to be...
Sure, I'd be happy to. So there's a few things when we set out, we looked at how people were using their devices, and we wanted to solve a simple problem. I've always been a photographer. I've taken tons of pictures with my point and shoot. Over the years, this has quickly become the default camera. For a long time, we used to just use our mobile camera for one-off pictures, but now as this is the point and shoot camera, you take a ton of pictures, but it's very hard to share a lot of them. And that could be, so what we wanted to do was three things really. Just create a simple way to import all your photos off your camera roll. So simply select, tap on 30, 40, 50, 100 photos, instantly share however you want with just a few friends privately that are tagged in the batch, or broader, posting a link to Facebook or tweeting out the album. The next thing we wanted to do, once we solved those two problems of either simple importing off your camera roll and then sharing however you want, was just why not just create a way to simply shoot into a batch directly from this app and share it instantly with your friends. So when you're at an event, I was at the Ed Lee event the other night. I took 60 pictures, and my friends saw it in real time as it was happening and talked to me about the photos as it was occurring. I tweeted it out, and I tweeted 60 photos at once for all my followers to see.
Right, I just did that. I just added you to this batch. And it was
real-time batching.
Real-time batching while I'm interviewing you. So the way that I look at this, though, we see a lot of photo sharing apps, and I see it sort of as somewhere in between, not Instagram, but Path, which is a very private, photo sharing experience, and what Colored was trying to do, which was create these photo albums on the fly. I think that you're taking a sort of a simpler approach to creating photo albums, something that anyone can understand. But do you see, is that a fair characterization, that you're sort of somewhere in the middle of what those two apps are trying to do, and do you feel like you're doing it better?
I think it's fair. I think everybody has their own vision of what they're trying to create. We wanted to just be a simple way to create. So, as a user, you take lots of photos. Your camera roll is very important. You want to share 30 with just your parents or friends from a night out at a birthday party, or you want to blast out 60 to all your followers on Twitter from an event at Lee for the mayor. There's lots of different ways you want to share. We just want to create a robust utility to share however you want and really easily. And so there's elements of these apps, but what we want to do is, you can import Instagram photos. Alexia, for example, her first batch was from China. She probably had about 4 or 5 Instagram photos out of the 30 she took. But there's also those 25 or so that were just stuck on her camera roll, never to be seen, and now those can be shared in addition to the Instagram photos. So it just is really a platform or a layer underneath to share with all these different apps.
And what's your idea? I suggested this notion of letting other people add photos to my batch. Is that something that you're considering, or does that mess up the user experience?
I think it's something we've heard people like. In our experience and who we're kind of targeting, there's typically 1 or 2 photographers at most events. In the tech world, a lot of people are taking a ton of pictures all the time. So we're trying to balance out the product feature set with a wide audience. So we're just going to see how people continue to use the product and then go from there.
So does he convince you, or do you change your mind?
It's going to take a little while. Let's see what comes, and I'll keep batching is what I'm going to do.
Okay, well, that's all you can ask. Well, Brian, thanks for joining us, and I look forward to seeing how you evolve this.
All right,
thank you, Eric.